So did the Fortnite Chapter 7 map literally just get leaked? A leak that just poured out has been grabbing everybody's attention, asking this question which we're going to be showing and breaking down in today's video. Not only that, but with the updates passing, even more things are revealed about Chapter 7, including the skins upcoming in Season 1 and 2, with us also likely seeing a story revive involving the 7 returning, and let's not of course forget our favourite villains, the Last Reality, so stick around until the end, it's going to be quite a ride today. Don't forget before you pick anything up from the shop to slap code FM1 in the shop, being one of the shortest and easiest codes to enter, only 3 digits long, means the world to me and my dog Charlie the Charcoal Pug, so much so that we want to give back to you guys inside the FM1 Squad Discord, where we give away 1,000 V-Bucks literally most days to code FM1 users. We're one of very few YouTubers that give back to their community in this manner, so I don't get why you wouldn't want to be part of it. And whilst you absorb these leaks, don't forget to not miss out on any others by subscribing to the channel with all notifications turned on, as it puts a giant smile on my face. So diving straight into it all, for those that don't know the situation we're at now, we're in the second update of Chapter 6 Season 4, the September 9th one, as you can see from the schedule, with the very next one after this occurring next week, where Megazord is going to be arriving, all the free rewards we can unlock, and a mythic that we can use to become him as a giant version like Godzilla. With of course a lot happening across all the modes of Fortnite right now, it's important to basically note when talking about next season or Chapter 7 that these are the updates this season, with the final one being October 14th, which is 37.50, before we go into 38.00 on November 1st, being the Simpsons season, which is currently being play tested on the testing servers. 38.00 November 1st, when this update rolls around, is of course our month-long Simpsons season that's nearly been confirmed, with so many teasers pouring out regarding it. Even these donuts that they kept bringing us at FNCS 2025 in the Creator Lounge that I attended and met so many creators at. We're not going to mention too much about this other than the fact it's already been found out that the Chapter 6 map discovery is now set to end on November 1st instead of December 1st, which indicates that the Simpsons season could actually take place on a Springfield-themed island, maybe crossed over with Chapter 3 also, as last year for our month-long season, don't forget, in the pattern of OG repeating itself, we got Chapter 2 remix from the initial OG month-long season at the end of 2023, and as the bug infestation takes over the island furthermore, this can only mean one thing: it's going to completely destroy our Chapter 6 island, meaning Chapter 6 Season 4, despite it being the longest of Chapter 6 so far, is our final season on the Chapter 6 island. With the arrival of our second update of Chapter 6 Season 4, however, it's been confirmed by leakers that next season the Simpsons one is set to have 3 updates, so the launch 38.00, 38.10, and then a smaller downtime update being 38.11, before we go into a whole new version, you guessed it, 39.00, which is Chapter 7 Season 1 on December 1st. Speaking of that transition into Chapter 7, or specifically a new chapter at the end of the year from the mini-season in November, just like Chapter 2 Remix last year, to exit that we needed an event to get to Chapter 6, and despite it being mainly a concert, of course it did have story correlation with the Zero Shard flying through the sky. It's been determined that the same thing's going to be happening this year, as the Simpsons season is set to end with an event, obviously getting us onto this Chapter 7 map, which we're literally about to reveal. One final thing before we do, of course it's important to note, if we are leaving the Chapter 6 island, it makes sense now, as in the 37.20 update, it was found out by Egyptian Leaker and other data miners that there's a file that mentions a special live event releasing in version 37.50, with a concert already confirmed for the next 1 to 2 updates. Another event is most likely confirmed to be happening later at the end of the season, obviously being different from the Daft Punk concert, which involves this giant monolith on the island. So as we move on to talking about the Chapter 7 island or map overall overview that might have been leaked, which happened to be over on 4chan, keep in mind not only have we had chapter maps revealed in advance for Chapter 5, the overview like this, and even Chapter 2 on Reddit, on top of the fact 4chan has actually leaked some things accurately before, such as the Chapter 3 Season 3 Vibing Battle Pass with Darth Vader and Indiana Jones in. If you remember this, drop a like in the video if you're around at that time. Anyways, this is the overview of the leak, obviously showing what is meant to be anyways the Chapter 7 island, which if I had to compare it to any previous leak, it would be the Chapter 5 leaked map overview, as it's basically just a drawn work in progress form without any of the POIs on any of the specific areas like the name locations and such. And on the image attached you can see a bunch of text underneath it, which looks like this when actually blown up bigger, as I'm going to read out. So I'm writing and leaking this due to the decline in status at Epic Games. I am at a point I cannot stand this company, so screw it. Here's an uncut Chapter 7 map. Status as of August 14th. Apparently there are missing details like POIs, buildings, trees and rocks, stuff like that, which is why it looks a little odd. The map is rigid based on Norway. Map is codenamed Hestia. Season 1, like past iterations of Season 1, is a grounded season with aesthetic being a mix of urban and Nordic festival. The city has some cooperation with Hope and Jones being a part of it, because of course they are. They are investigating some mythological mythological presence opposing them on the map, vampires basically, and they are bringing in special hunters to assist them. Battle Pass collab secret skin that season is James Bond and assist them in infiltrating the castle. Yes, there's a castle on the map inside a caldera surrounded by a huge crater. Season 2 is Norse mythology. Ratatoska is a Battle Pass skin. Secret skin this season is Meliodas from Seven Deadly Sins anime on Netflix. He also has a companion cosmetic which is like some pig. Season 3 is not Season 3 at all. It's another mini-season and based around some live action TV show, one that has already concluded from my understanding. Actual Season 3 and Season 4 are more of a grey area. Season 3 has lots of retro 80s stuff. I saw a laser tag weapon and a bunch of arcade themed stuff. Season 4 is another how much can we ruin the map with random dookie stains season, and some kind of cosmic void rift things spread across the map and stuff floats around inside them. It's related to some story stuff. The demonic void stain leaves a big hole on the map and just makes it look all ugly. Last season is another mini season that takes place in November. Act surprised, it's an idol themed season and this is the season they're trying to secure. Honestly, after reading all of that, I don't know what to believe, as it backs up the leaks we have so far about what's expected to be upcoming in Chapter 7, as James Bond, for those that don't know, in August did get leaked to be coming soon, as so far we only know about a car, but there's no way, apparently according to Hypex, that they don't add him as a skin too, which then Sheena followed up on, saying players are speculating that we might get a James Bond skin in Chapter 7 Season 1, as it's rumoured to be gala themed. A gala, for those that don't know, is a social occasion with special entertainments or performances, like the Royal Ballet for example, what Google AI mentioned right here. And based off of that context, from looking at the Fortnite surveys, data miners have determined the Chapter 7 Season 1 gala themed skins, obviously dressed up with masks on, as if they're going to some sort of ball, ballet, and if you take a closer look, a lot of the skins seem to have this same jewel on them. Don't forget, Chapter 7 Season 1, despite being the first season of the new chapter at the end of the year, of course with it being December, over this period when Epic Games go on holiday for Christmas, we're seeing Winterfest. With that said, some of the Winterfest skins highlighted for Chapter 7 on here by Hypex, at least 2 of them could be the free skins that we get, and I'm guessing most if not many of the others are coming to the item shop also, so make sure you're getting a good look at these. I'm guessing the middle one is going to be one of the free skins wearing this Christmas jumper, the hamster. If you were wondering where the Chapter 7 leaks for Season 1 in terms of the theme came from though, it was literally before Chapter 6 Season 3 released. Obviously on this list so far we've had Chapter 6 Season 3 and Chapter 6 Season 4, which all have come true, and then below that, before it happens, we have the Simpsons season with likely a Springfield map, but most importantly for Chapter 7, which is now more trustworthy as again Season 3 and Season 4 leaks came true, concert events will return, Fortnite OG will move into Chapter 2, Season 1 Gala / City Life theme, Season 2 Norse theme, and one of these returns, the 7 Imagined Order or The Last Reality. Even as early as June, Hypex and other data miners posted things such as Chapter 7 Season 2 is 100% Norse / Nordic themed. Almost all of these skins in today's survey that were released are Norse / Nordic themed. Look at the pattern on their body and clothes. Here are all of the Norse or Nordic themed skins that I could find on the Fortnite surveys that obviously haven't released yet, based off the similar patterns that Hypex mentioned in his initial post being included throughout them in some way. And again, whilst we're on the topic of the Fortnite surveys, what interested me the most about that leak regarding Chapter 7 with one of the factions returning, whether it's the 7, the Imagined Order or the Last Reality, considering we are entering Chapter 7, the most sense-worthy thing to me anyways, considering how popular the 7 were in Fortnite's storyline, literally starting it as we've just seen restarted in OG with the remixed version of the Visitor, launching the rocket once again into a spin-off storyline which is slightly different from what we initially saw in Chapter 1, as we already have one member of the 7 remixed, obviously on this new Fortnite survey that did release, with some of the previous Fortnite survey outfits contained on here, like the gala themed ones that you might have already seen. We have this very interesting remixed version of the Imagined or the Order right here from the 7. This character also looks very Last Reality themed, almost like a reworked version of the General, which was a Last Reality member set to be upcoming before it was scrapped in concept form. After all, it makes sense if the 7 are going to be returning, they need some sort of conflict or reason to be appearing on the island to actually fight, and that might be because of the appearance of the Last Reality. Something interesting that caught my eye, however, was this particular skin right here of a sprite almost looking like Ripley but in a suit. David the Rune made an interesting post on this. Fortnite shares a new survey concept showing a water sprite in a compatible mech. Powerful idea considering they were once locked up because of Daigo, but the design also somehow reminds me of OXR's Lieutenant suit. And then he follows up with, it's intriguing that there are potential plans with the little sprites through Chapter 7, I'm down for it. but I also have to admit the suit itself reminds me of Lieutenant Ripslade's. For example, the X feels like an enhanced OXR technology. Referring back to the 7 returning, however, from taking a look at this comparison between the Order and also this new Fortnite survey outfit, there's so many resemblances that many people across social media are believing this to be a corrupted version of the Order, as all of the members of the 7 got corrupted by the Chrome, if you remember. And without getting too caught up between the 7 and the last reality obviously returning, perhaps we also see the return of the Kraken as this new survey outfit. If you didn't already notice from me showing the new survey skins on screen, has an eye pattern which is very intriguing according to Vortex lore, which from matching it up side by side looks like the eye in one of the tentacles of the Kraken, implying that the Kraken could be making an appearance again in the storyline in Chapter 7. After all, this character has the same gem or jewel on her outfit as the other gala themed ones have, which data miners have already speculated to be upcoming in the Chapter 7 Season 1 Battle Pass. Restro seems to believe these 3 skins in particular, however, if they are in the Chapter 7 Season 1 Battle Pass, have to do with the Zodiac signs Leo, Capricorn and also Libra. From a side-by-side comparison, it's hard to deny that they're all based off Zodiac signs, and that's why they have such a big star theme as well. Drop a like if you're hyped and subscribe for more with all notifications turned on so you don't miss any future uploads, but don't forget I'm an Epic partner, so enter code FM1 now. Literally 3 digits inside the shop, takes 2 seconds. Means the world to my dog Charlie the Charcoal Pug, a mascot of the channel as well by the way, and don't forget about the FM1 Squad Discord server, where from following all the rules you could get 1000 V-Bucks for simply being a Code FM1 supporter, showing entered proof in the Code FM1 proof channel and following the other giveaway rules. In terms of other videos, click either of these 2 YouTubes recommended on screen, it's a good suggestion whilst you wait for the next upload I do publish here on the channel.